You're listening to the Star Wars Reporter Podcast.
Welcome to the Rusty Star Wars Reporter Podcast.
A couple glitches there, maybe.
Give me a break. I was so happy that we were doing this, and I was getting ready to press the buttons, and of course that was going to happen. But
You can blame it on the stormtrooper at the beginning there.
Yeah, there you go. He threw you off.
Yeah.
Stormtrooper, I missed my mark.
In TV, we always try to do rehearsals before we go live. So, maybe I'll pass that little buck off to you.
I was in a mirror for like an hour doing that, so darn.
That's good.
Welcome to episode 93 of the Star Wars Reporter Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Wookie Steve, and with me tonight, of course, let's just do some introductions. We have the third Trooper Todd.
Hello there.
Finally, we are back, and Kyle Jen,
Hello.
who's taking time out from book club to come see us tonight. And that's
Serious
all we're
book
going to
club.
say. That's all we're going to
Serious book
say.
club,
Get
too.
off my book club. It's a very educational book club.
That's what I heard.
Yes. It's too educational for me, but yeah. So I'm looking forward to this. It's been a long time, and actually, it's been a long time since there've been some Star Wars news. So it's been kind of boring. It's just been this kind of long wait for Andor to come out, and whatever drama is happening in the Star Wars world. So I'm really happy we have some trailers for new shows, for returning shows, and I'm going to throw some Willow in there as well, because I know Todd likes fantasy so much.
I don't mind it. Just is not my favorite, but yes.
Yeah, and some news about Rogue Squadron that just came out from Variety is talking about the future of that, which may not be. We might have a show and tell, a family-friendly show and tell. So that's I have to throw that out because I have to make that distinction for Jen. But before we do that, I pressed the button correctly.
Yeah.
Good job.
That was pretty clean,
All
Steve.
right.
Good job.
All right. So tonight we're kind of going to go over a couple weeks late, or about a week late, on some of the trailers that went down at the D23 Expo. So we have trailers for Andor, The Mandalorian, Tales of the Jedi that Jen was all excited about right before we went live. If we have time, we'll do some Willow, and we might have a breakdancing kind of break in the middle, but that'll depend on Todd. All right. So let's start with the trailer.
I love it.
This is so good. So good.
Let's start with I want to start with Andor, because that's there's some stuff in there. What I noticed with the Andor trailer is there wasn't a lot of new stuff.
No.
That they kind of introduced, but it was just kind of that filler, I think, for them to. So let's have a look at that. Let me pull that up. So, and you can tell that the quality and the money has gone up in the show with that intro. So let's just go over, let's just have a look at Andor and we'll talk about it.
Spies. Saboteurs. Assassins. We've all done terrible things on behalf of the rebellion.
Cassian Andor. Don't matter what you tell me or tell yourself. You'll ultimately die fighting these bastards. Wouldn't you rather give it all at once? to something real.
We've chosen a side. We're fighting against the dark.
There is an organized rebel effort. Drill down and get a hunt started.
You realize what you've set in motion? People will suffer.
Time has come to force their hand.
At what cost?
Everything!
Every day we wait, they get stronger.
Let's take them by surprise.
For the greater good.
Call it what you will.
Let's call it war.
People are standing up. They're afraid. Right now, they're afraid.
Star Wars ANDOR 3-episode premiere streaming September 21st.
A good start to fall, looks like, eh?
Yeah.
It's
So I know both
looking
of you
good.
guys ranked Rogue One really high when we did when we went back and did like rank your favorite Star Wars and stuff like that. And I did too. Like I really enjoy it. So I'm curious to see what you guys are excited about with this because I know you both really liked Rogue One.
What's not to me? Stormtroopers,
Yeah.
TIE fighters, like that's
Death
what gets me.
Troopers. They're Death Troopers again.
Absolutely. Anybody in a stormtrooper outfit of some sort, I get excited about. It looks like there's some clone troopers in there too. Like the big shot with all of the people wearing the same kind of suits and they're kind of walking in line. Do you think those are clones?
Well, no. Okay, so those look like clones, but it almost looked like, and this might have been just because it was blurry and I couldn't quite see. Towards the end of it, in the background, it almost looked like the Death Troopers, but with the white paint, which was like a thing that was only in the Battlefront video game. They were called like Ghost Troopers or something like that. It was like do you remember that? Like there was like a thing in like they're non-canonical or whatever, like Death Troopers, but white, but they look super cool. And so I was hoping that maybe they would become canon at some point in time, but I don't think that that's what they were. But in the background, they looked like that. But those look like clones. And it's cool to see Saw Gerrera, doing more because he was such a cool character in Rogue One that was really underutilized, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah, and you don't get to really see him in Rogue One kind of at his best. It looks like this is before he's kind of like,
goes crazy,
sucking oxygen and he's talking like this and crazy
deception. Yeah.
That was good. Yeah. So yeah, no, I'm actually, I've kind of said this for a long while that this was one of the series that I'm most excited about because of the kind of character and kind of person that Andor was in Rogue One, where at the very end he gets his heart back and he's Mr. Nice Guy, but right before he dies. But I was hoping, and you don't see much of it here. There's going to be spy stuff and the intrigue and whatnot, but and him growing and that, but I want him to be that guy that kills an informant because he's going to slow him down running away from stormtroopers. Like that's what I'm excited about.
That he's done for the rebellion or whatever, like the things that he alludes to.
But just look at the face. Look at his face right there. Like he's a bad dude. There's a couple of things. He pulls the gun up at somebody. Obviously, we can't see who he's pulling the gun up on. I'm sure there'll be those elements too that you're looking for in this series. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, definitely. And there's also like
that looks like the Senate, right? The Galactic Senate, doesn't it? Like the seats and stuff.
It does.
Yes,
it does for sure.
Let me see it.
There it is. That's them. Yep, they're in the Senate.
A little more.
It looks really empty.
Yeah, it does look very, very empty, doesn't it?
She's kind of talking to nothingness.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, this must be when she's starting to realize, you see her look, she's looking around like,
everybo's
all is not well here. Yeah. And that's the look we all had on our face while that was happening. It's like sitting in her underwear with a shirt on in a Zoom meeting, going, what am I doing? What is going on here? So
can everyone please turn their cameras on?
So true. Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking for the intrigue part. They've already said that they made comments about the series. It's not going to be the usual, your usual Star Wars. So it's going to be more it feels like it's going to be more rated R.
Which Rogue One wasn't your usual Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that
No,
didn't
it
follow
wasn't.
the usual formula. It didn't follow the usual kind of thing. So that's good.
It was a little more gritty. It was a little more in the trenches. It was a little more, there was good guy casualties, right? And it is a different story. It's a little more extreme, a little more harsh, a little more what's the word I'm looking for? Just mature sort of thing, right?
Mature is a good word for it.
yeah,
Yeah. There
yeah,
wasn't so much, it wasn't so cut and dry. Your good guy was not a young farm boy. It wasn't,
Yeah.
your good guy is somebody who has struggles, or Jen Erso was such a cool character too, where somebody who, well, actually, if you ever read the books that kind of went in, or there was one book that went in conjunction with the movies or whatever about her dad and like his, how the Death Star weapon, gets built and all this stuff, and like his relationship with his wife and Jen as a child and all that kind of thing. Like there's just so much in that story, and it makes it so much more interesting. I'm trying to remember the name of that book. I can see it on my bookshelf, but I can't remember the name of it.
What's this Reed thing you mentioned?
Ha! But yeah, there's so much in that story, and like it had a lot of depth. Your good guys were not so cut and dry good guys, which made it interesting.
That's what the neat thing about Rogue One is, people are doing what they had to do to keep, themselves keep secret, right? And I'm like I said, I'm pretty sure this is going to follow that same kind of suit. But I love the feel of the trailer. Again, not showing anything new, but again, not giving anything away. There's no spoilers that I can see, but at the same time, it added new content to it too, right? So I like the build up, how it builds up. I like the fact that it talks about obviously this Skarsgård actor guy. I don't know which character he plays. Obviously he's attached to Mothma here, but yeah, I was like the whole entire speech he's giving, sort of thing, about. You're going to get involved no matter what, sort of thing, right? It's built up some cool tension. As you want, you build some tension in a trailer. I thought this trailer really did a good job with that.
Yeah, I mean, kind of the elements that they're showing here and what they did in Rogue One, and what they're doing here with kind of the beginning of the rebellion. It's just kind of a lot of really basic themes of kind of the ugliness of war, and we have people like Andor in our history in war, even today, right? When you have special forces or spy agencies within our own governments that do what they have to do, for the greater good, I'm sure, right? Which is what we see in Rogue One, what Cassian did again with that informant that couldn't run, like his arm was hurt or something. So
Yeah.
I thought that was the coolest thing, because I've never seen in live action Star Wars, like, there's like shooting and killing the stormtroopers maybe, or Darth Vader. I guess Darth Vader choking people to death. But other than that, someone who's supposed to be in a rebellion murdering someone who is technically on his side.
Yeah.
I was going to say Clone Wars has a lot more depth than the movies do. The Clone Wars has a lot more of those kind of character deaths and things like that. And I can't think of an instance off the top of my head of where a good guy ends up being responsible for the death of another, but I think it does happen in Clone Wars as well, but not nearly the like on a main cinema kind of movie like it does in Rogue One like this. So
yeah.
So one thing I think this show is going to do too is it looks like it's going to span over a bit of time. I think it's going to show all the awful things that the Empire is doing that's making people switch. So you know what? Oh no, I think I even think the Mothra, what's her name? Sorry.
Mon Mothra.
Mothra. I think she's like
the bad guy.
I think that she's not into this whole rebellion thing, but I think as time goes on, she sees all the bad that she's like, oh no, we have to do something. I'm guessing that's going to happen. But again, what I like about the Bad Batch, what I like about Rebels was the fact he's showing what the Empire is doing, that's destroying the universe, the galaxy, sort of thing, right? Like, they come off as being, where we keep peace, but they're really, not very nice people. And I think that this is really going to show all the bad stuff they're doing.
Yeah, it looks like they're like lined up in like those prisoner outfits or lab experiment outfits or things like that. They're definitely being held against their will, things like that. Atrocities.
Or the clones are happening. They're not clones. You don't think those are clones?
They didn't look like clones. They looked like
hard to tell. It's all wide shot.
Yeah, that's true. Well, because Cassian is in that with that group, and he's not a clone.
Oh, good point.
So
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm really looking forward to this. I hope they pull it off. So, and I'm not sure if it's going to be a one season thing or if they're going to try to go, for other seasons, kind of drag it
Well,
out. But
it's a lot of episodes they're doing, right? So who knows,
Mhm.
right? Like if it's butts up right with Rogue One, then probably not. But who knows, right? How
Yeah.
far back they're going.
that is one thing that Disney seems to know how to do well. I can't talk. Seems to know how to do well is to end something when it's time to end it, right, and not drag it on like on some of the mini series and things like that they've done. It seems to be good. Like they did that with like Hawkeye or something. Like when they did those like little
Yes. Yeah.
series, is that it's good. We're telling a story and we're done. Like rather than like, okay, we can drag this on for forever because we have a character that we think you might be interested in that we could sell merch on and like keep going and going and going and like no, we just want to tell this story and then we're done. I think they do a pretty good job of that.
They do a really good job. Like you're saying that you're throwing a Hawkeye. They set up new characters and different arcs, and then one story goes into another story. Well, that's what I love about what the Marvel Cinematic Universe is doing so well. Which I also believe what they're Filoni and Favreau are doing with Star Wars is with Mandalorian and Clone Wars and Bad Batch. I really think in Rebels, you name it, they're starting to make their own cinematic universe, right? And it's all kind of coming together, which I find quite fascinating. It's hard storytelling to pull it off, but I think they're doing it right. Slowly introduce these characters, and then all of a sudden they start showing up other places, which is kind of cool. Like how excited we were when we seen Cad Bane and Book of Fett. How excited we were to see Ahsoka and Mandalorian,
So
right?
excited.
Like then Luke pops up, like and then you have Darth Vader and Obi. Like how exciting that was, right? But again, carefully planned, executed. Like they didn't do it all in season one. They built up, right? Season one got off the ground. You introduce this new character, and then from there, season two. Okay, let's start branching out a bit more, right? So they're doing it smart.
Yeah.
They're not doing the DC, cinematic universe thing where they just kind of crap all over and just try to do everything at once. They don't build up. They're building a fan base. They build up good, effective storytelling, interesting characters. Now it's intertwined, right? So they've done that really well.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, next trailer, the one, the other, I think number 2 on my, almost tied with 1 on my list is the Mandalorian.
This looked really good.
So let's have a look.
This is the one that you saved? You are as its father.
I love that ship.
Of 2. But you have removed your helmet.
Then you are a Mandalorian. No more. Your cult fractured our people.
It's Mandalore.
Where were you then?
The windows. Yep.
It's very cool. This right here is so cool.
Did you think your dad was the only Mandalorian?
All right, kid. Hang on. You ready for an adventure?
All right.
It gets better like every time I watch it. Like,
Yeah, that's my second watch now, and
yeah,
it just looks so good. One thing I was surprised I didn't see any shots of the Darksaber.
yeah.
Yeah,
I thought that's maybe what there was like a scene where you see like a hilt in his hand or something. I thought that's what it was going to be, but I didn't. Yeah.
but again, I'm still not
Look
disappointed.
at them. Look at
I know,
them.
right? Look at them all.
And I like how he. See if I can get it. Whoops. See if I can get it here. How he kind of walks out. He's kind of strutting. Or I don't know what this is.
Yep.
Yeah.
That I thought that was gonna be a saber handler or the dark saber handle for a second. Like when I watched it on my phone the last time and I couldn't quite
You
tell
can't
what
see the
that
detail on
was,
the
but
phone,
that's definitely like the hammer thing or whatever.
The hammer,
Little-
and that's very cool.
That
When I
shot
saw
right,
that,
that
I'm
shot
like,
right there is amazing.
Yep.
like that looks. It looks like it's real, like kind of
Oh,
like
it does.
any plane or jet.
Yeah.
It looks like a GoPro strapped to the
Yeah.
strapped to the ship, and just how it leaves the smoke and it's curling in the air. It looks so good.
It is just kind of like this to me is the kind of thing that is like an ode to George Lucas and speed that he likes. This is like
Yeah.
this is like planes racing or like jets, like that.
Yeah.
Like the war movie he did.
I was gonna say he did that movie with the planes, didn't he? It's
Midway.
yeah.
I think it's called Midway.
No, he did one that was about the
Oh, Red
the-
Tails.
No, yeah, there was one. I thought, didn't he do the one that was about the something
black
airman?
the black airman.
The all
Yeah,
black
the black
unit.
the all black unit. Yeah,
The
yeah.
something airman. I can't think of the name.
I
think
thought
it
it was
starts
called
with a T
Red Tails or
something.
something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, maybe it was called Red Tails. I don't remember. But
I'll-
anyway,
I'll-
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I think he did that, but it was because he wanted to do the dog fighting and all that kind of stuff. Was his thing? I think.
Right, and it's just like the
Yeah.
car racing, the trench run, the whole speed and the feeling of speed, like the
Beautifully
speeder
done.
bikes on Return of the Jedi.
Absolutely.
It's called. It is red. It is
Beautiful.
Red Tails.
Red Tails. Yeah.
Red
Yeah,
Tails.
just for the people at home.
Yes. But
Um,
yeah,
I
I think
haven't-
you're right
yeah.
that it is Mandalore, Steve. I think it is like those tall windows that looks exactly like the throne room Mandalore and Clone Wars and stuff like that. Like I think
What ship's this that you see in the foreground there?
This
It's
thing
all
here,
rickety.
isn't that's a Mandalore? It's got to be Mandalore, right?
It's-
Yeah, but with
That's
that
gotta be.
ship, there's a ship that's flying in. It's all kind of rickety, like it's all like
this thing.
busted up. Yeah. When it's
Uh,
flying, you see it's all kind of shaking. It's like it's in rough shape, whatever it is. See it?
yeah.
Shaking.
Like this is all. It's there's going to be a lot of tension just between the two of them, right? Because of the whole him getting the dark saber and her claim to to ruling. It'll be interesting, and I think one of my favorite parts is this dropping in. Oh my god, this feels like
Look how good that is, eh?
Yeah.
it's like what it's all about, right? That first scene in the first season of The Mandalorian when all the Mandalorians come to save
Yeah, they all show up.
come to save him in the jetpacks, and I'm thinking that's exactly what we need. And this is a preview of, I mean, it has to be a war for Mandalore, right? So it's going to be two factions: the cult, as she says, you're in a cult, which is the faction that Mando grew up in. And then what is theirs again? Who does she belong to?
Is it the night watch, night owl, night something,
Yeah, like
Night-
Night's Watch or something.
night sisters, night something?
Yeah.
I
So
feel like
I
there was
mean,
something with an owl in it. I don't remember. Man, you guys are really stretching my brain.
It's that book club you're in.
Come
That's all.
on.
You
Book
you
club.
wasted all your mental energy in your book club.
I did.
I just it feels like it's going to be a
Let's see if I-
really cool, like fighting like this, like
Yeah.
everyone's fighting for control, and I think that Mando is going to be kind of in the middle of it.
Night
He's gonna
Owls
be that
was
person.
Bo-Katan. They were a
Night
group.
Owls.
Death Watch.
Death Watch.
The Night Owls were a group of elite Mandalorian warriors who were part of the extremists. Okay, so that's why I was thinking owls. The Night Owls were the elites in
Right.
Death Watch. But I don't know if that's... Yeah, Bo-Katan's group was the Night Owls. So
Okay.
they're the ones that have like the really narrow, like
Yeah.
owl shaped things in there. At least in Clone Wars, they were.
It looks like she has feathers on the side of her mask too, doesn't it? Kind of thing.
Yeah. So yeah, the ones all the way on the left, how theirs is kind of like that shaped or whatever. But like the Night Watch ones were very specific. They were like blue and white, and they had like or night owls or I already forgot.
I think we see them. We see them.
They might be
here
the ones that
somewhere.
drop out of the plane.
Yeah,
Or
they
drop out
look
of the
like
ship. Those might be those guys, the elite ones. That I think is what.
that's them, right?
Let's
And
see.
then we see a shot of them fighting in the street as
Nails.
well.
But it's like NITE, not night as a night sky. It's like night spelled
And see
wrong.
this
Yeah,
guy
right.
here, the cloning doctor, makes an appearance here. Isn't that him? Isn't that the clone doctor?
Oh, from season 1?
Or like season 2?
Yeah. No, he's in season 1, isn't he?
He's in
Because
season
that's
1 too.
that's the whole reason
Right.
that the Baby Yoda gets stolen. Baby Yoda.
Exactly.
Listen
Then
to
they
you.
brought him to him. Yes, and the Mandalorian broke him out. Yeah.
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 Because they were trying to that's that guy.
Now is he walking with her or is she walking him? Hang on. And this whole fight
That
here,
I
that's
love
so
asteroid
cool.
fight scene. I love those have been some of my favorite the asteroids from the original, like the music and the original trilogy asteroid scene, and then like the asteroids in the prequels with the Boba Fett and I love asteroid fight scenes. Those are or chase scenes. Those are super fun.
One thing we didn't talk about back in the Andor series was the classic Star Wars song with one of the little piano notes, the basic piano notes. How good that was.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
Yeah.
Now you're supposed to mention music sort of thing, but yes.
Yeah.
It looks like a dad sharing his game controller with his kid there in the cockpit.
I did that a lot when my girls were young. I just let them take the wheel and I would sleep. That's not what he's doing.
I would give my son a controller that wasn't connected. Like if I was playing something and he wanted to, when he was little, like now he's actually way better at video games than I am. But like when he was little, I would give him like an Xbox controller that wasn't like hooked up and be like, here you go, buddy, you're playing. And he'd be like, yes.
This is funny. This kind of reminds me, this is off topic, it reminds me of a story. I was with my youngest. She must have been like 4. And it was one of those times where I was trying to get something done, and she's asking, when your child's asking a million billion questions, and you answer, and finally I start going, yeah, we'll do that, or something. I forget what I said, and I could see her head looking at me, and then she finally goes, "You're just saying that, so I stop asking questions, aren't you?"
It's funny when they realize that.
I was like, I can't do that anymore now.
My son will start asking for money. Like he's he realizes, can I have Robux or like whatever it is that they want now.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Digital currency, right?
Yep.
All right, so let's get to what Jen is probably most excited for.
I haven't seen this trailer at all yet. This is one I didn't get to.
All right, well,
so I'm excited to see it too.
And this is for Tales of the Jedi.
Everywhere there is life, but you must face death. Honor it. Do not fear it. Jedi. Ahsoka is Jedi.
The best way I can protect you is to teach you how to protect yourself.
Master Dooku.
I want to bring peace and order to the galaxy.
It's like Snape from Harry Potter.
Master, stop!
It is the only way you will truly have victory.
My Padawan.
Again.
Dooku, stand down.
I'm tired of fighting.
I've been warning them about the coming darkness. Let's hope all that training pays off. And who might you be?
October, wow.
Yeah, that one's coming up quick. So
Wow.
I wasn't sure if this is like the 6 episodes are connected to each other, or if they're going to be individually standalone episodes that aren't connected to each other, or
That's a very good question because after watching the
yeah,
trailer, I would say there's a Count Dooku story and an Ahsoka story, and maybe they're done
yeah,
in 3 parts each, maybe.
yeah.
Because
I'm
they
not.
didn't show any other characters at all, really. Those are obviously the 2 main ones.
Yeah, but those all could. Yeah, they're not happening obviously at the same time because Dooku would have been having a lot earlier because Qui-Gon would have been much younger. So yeah, I guess yeah, I'm very excited. Obviously, it's Ahsoka. I'm super excited.
It kind of looks like a rise of one Jedi and a fall of another, right?
That's exactly
Yeah,
what it looks
yeah.
like, Steve.
Mhm.
Exactly what it looks like. But what a great idea to do because really with Count Dooku, we have no idea about his past. What obviously this is going to be show the story behind how he flip-flopped, right? Maybe
Well, and that's one of the sad things in the prequels is like Dooku tries to tell Obi-Wan. He's like, "What if I told you that there's a Sith that's in power?" And like Obi-Wan's like, "Oh, screw you, old man." Just
exactly.
kind of like totally his sassy, arrogant Obi-Wan self that we love. And so, but like if he had just, taken that down a notch, that's kind of like one of those mini tragedies that happens throughout the whole overarching tragedy that is the prequels. So it's very interesting to have more of a Dooku story because yeah, it's very curious to hear why he finally gave up. Why he was just like, well, this is pointless to stay on this side because this is inevitable. The kind of thing. Like it's very interesting to see. And more Ahsoka. Awesome. Excited. And it's voiced by the original Ahsoka, Ashley Eckstein. So I always say her last name wrong, but she's coming back and voicing Ahsoka, and it sounds like that's Anakin sounds like I can't think of his name, but it sounds like the Clone Wars Anakin.
Yeah.
So that would be awesome.
Well, I'm pretty sure that if Filoni's
Max
attached to it, he's
seems
bringing back the same talent, I'm guessing, to help tell the stories.
Yeah.
But it does say 6 original stories
Mm-hmm.
in there, so that's kind of interesting. Maybe it's just showing you trailers from 2 of the stories, possibly.
Yeah.
It did say 6.
Two
See,
stories of fate. So maybe
there you go.
3
So
each.
there you go. That's probably what
Okay.
it is. Yeah, there it is. But yeah, I'm really excited. Like to me, like the Ahsoka thing's fine, but I'm really interested in the Dooku thing about how that because he starts off as a Jedi, and then obviously there's some shots where he shows the torment in his face, right? So obviously his faith in something falters, and it looks really really cool.
Well, and then obviously, that led to why Qui-Gon kind of was the way that he was too. Because remember, Qui-Gon's kind of an outlier. He doesn't quite fit in with the Jedi Masters. He doesn't quite fit in with which is what led to Anakin. Like if you hadn't had Dooku, you wouldn't have had Qui-Gon, which wouldn't have had Anakin. So it's kind of the what set into motion Darth Vader, I guess. But.
So is Dooku Waste Mindu's master?
No, I thought he was Qui-Gon's. Isn't there a line about oh goodness, there's something
he was Qui-Gon's.
Yeah, he was Qui-Gon's master.
But isn't Mace Windu older than Qui-Gon?
Yeah, but lots of Jedi would be older than Qui-Gon.
And they all kind of take turns. They all train each other, don't they?
Yeah, but also, did you notice? I didn't notice this when I watched it on my phone. But did you notice that it didn't look like Yoda? It looked like what's her name? The female Yoda woman.
It's Yaddle.
Yaddle. That's her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is, but I did notice it.
She's like the female Yoda.
Which is interesting given that we have Grogu. Just, assuming that the females of that species are the ones that, reproduce. I don't know. They're aliens.
That's one book club I don't want to go to.
Maybe that's Jen's next month's book.
Listen.
It's not fan fiction. It's a book club. So, yeah. No, my favorite thing about Dooku is his fighting style. He's got a kind of a rapier fencing kind of fighting style instead of that everyone else is using kind of like a kendo or kenjutsu, like Japanese style. with their lightsabers, and he was always like, and Christopher Lee is like 6'6", something like that, and just like his whole the posture and how he's using the one hand, and you know, I
Very classical
practice.
fencing look, yeah.
Yeah, I practice an Italian style of fencing, right? It is not Olympic. It's like, you know, where you use the dagger, sword dagger, and cloak, and all this kind of stuff. It's really cool. So when I saw that, and I remember having, like, years and years and years ago on this other site, we did an interview with these kind of lightsaber fighting group. I think they're out of San Francisco, and they came on, and I'd mentioned it kind of felt very rapier-like, and the one guy went crazy. He was just like, yes, this is what it is, and blah blah blah. It was completely modeled after that, and it seems like they kind of have that, like they really kind of shown he's kind of using that kind of like one-handed thing, and that's one of the things I really like about Dooku. And it feels too like Dooku and Anakin, their kind of fall seems really similar, right? Because wouldn't Palpatine have something to do with Dooku's turning, and Anakin, like they seem kind of like have harsh or like firmer ways of approaching things.
Well, that's what I guess we're gonna probably find out, right? I mean, that's the kind of the thing is that's probably what some of the story is going to be. And if he had some kind of torment in his mind, and yeah, you're right about the harshness of like the black and white. It is or it isn't. It is, you know, that is, I think, a really good parallel. But I think we are probably going to find out some more things about whether or not how heavily involved the Emperor actually was in that.
Well, even on the frame that I just frozen on, you know, he's having to tell him to stand down, right, to not continue, and it feels like something that was probably said to Anakin
multiple times. Yeah, there's like constantly like Obi-Wan is constantly like, chill out, Anakin, like, but more Obi-Wan,
right?
But yeah, you know, that's Anakin, quit panicking or whatever. There's like an internet meme.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how similar that their falls are, right? That, you know, they're tormented by, like, Anakin could be his mother, could be, you know, I don't think he understood a lot, and the Jedi didn't tell him a lot.
Yeah.
In order, because I think some of them were afraid of his destiny, and others were like, you know, I mean, unsure how to deal with it, and I think he got lost that way. And it just seems like Dooku's having some, you know, doubt. I think Todd said that, like, doubt, or, you know, there's something happening in his life that just made it easier for someone to come in and manipulate that, which would be like what happened to Anakin, right? So
yeah. Or was the Emperor the one that was putting the bad images in his brain, was putting those bad things in it, you know, those kind of things. So I guess we'll find out how much.
Yes, we'll find out. Yes.
I guess we'll find out
in October, apparently.
Yeah, I think. Well, yeah, that's coming
October.
up. So.
Yeah, so they're spreading it out really nicely. So keeping us on here. So
yeah, good stuff. Just when I thought I was like, oh, maybe I don't need Disney Plus anymore. Like,
I don't know you guys. I'm a huge Marvel fan. I know I'm enjoying the Marvel stuff. That's very consistent right now. There's always something new going, but once you have the Marvel and the Star Wars thing going, it'll be great again.
Yeah. So I just want to take a break from looking at the trailers for now, because I want to do, like, you know, we weren't sure before we went live we want to do a show and tell. So I want to do our next little segment called Show and Tell.
Are you showing us that dance move? What's that?
So you'll have to go to my OnlyFans for that. Actually,
my moves have a lot more waves in it. I think my moves have a lot more waves in it. Unfortunately,
I know. Sorry, I got the wrong website. It's Only Fat. So Only Fats, OnlyFans. Anyways, or Only Olds, or yeah. So I'll start off. I couldn't wait to kind of show you. I kind of showed you guys a little bit. Oops, hang on a second.
Yeah, this is something that people want to see. This is really cool.
Yeah, this is awesome. Actually, this is not a.
So I'm trying to let me get this. It's so heavy. So I was at the Fan Expo in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and there was this artist that I've seen years ago, and he had the table and we got talking. Super nice guy from, I didn't get this wrong, from modulicious.com. And I ended up buying something. I wasn't planning on doing it because it's so damn big and I had to take it home on a train. Here it is. So,
train.
Look at this thing.
Wow.
Look at that.
So it's like a
That is
planter.
it's a planter.
And he's made it look like it's broken down and been there for a long time in some jungle.
I love it.
And like it is a full size. Do you know what it is? I think it's a 90s AT-AT toy that was already broken.
Yeah.
Because he said I
That's
would
a
never
good
have
idea.
Yeah, he's like, I wouldn't have the heart to actually break a good one.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I mean he's got the base to it. It's kind of like it's absolutely amazing. And it's heavier than anything.
I love it. That is so cute.
But he boxed that up so nice and he put handles on it. But walking against the Toronto Blue Jays game fans coming down the same 4 blocks from the train station was really, really. So I had luggage, I had, my kids and my wife, and I got this box, and I had to, at one point I was carrying it straight out.
Oh my gosh.
So it was a really hot day. So it was good. So it was Fan Expo was fun, and it was my own fault. I'm stupid for buying it, but he does have smaller ones that I initially bought.
Oh, I like how it's broken on the top. It looks like it's cracked open.
So
is that real? Is that real plants inside, or is that fake plants?
No,
inside?
they're just fake.
Yeah, those are the kind of plants that I can keep alive.
Exactly. Now, Jen, he doesn't have any gonks at all.
No.
But I was talking to him. I'm like, "Oh, you don't have any gonk?" And he goes, "People keep asking me all the time if I have it." And I just thought, he said, "There's some guy online that's selling them, and he didn't want to get into his business, but he's like, so many people are asking me, and you're asking me, maybe I'll start making gongs." So he's actually moving closer to where I live, and here, let me pull this up. I'm going to show his website here because it's very cool. Some of the stuff he's got on it. So Modulicious. Like, look at that. And these things, he's got cameras.
Oh, look at that. That's so cool.
And when I first saw him like years and years ago, he was doing these Buddha things. And it's funny, I was talking to him about it, and I did a feature like years ago, I think when we first started the site, and he said he remembered me now because I did tag him in it and blah blah blah, so he remembered me. But so here's a look at some of the stuff he's got there.
I love the Vader, the melted mask.
That is cool.
He's got it's probably, I should have found the page. Very cool, eh?
Yeah.
So there's tons. There's pages. He's got this kind of like a what do you call that?
Mythosaur one. That's cool.
He's got like a Darth Vader helmet I was gonna buy, and it looked like what do they call that? Not like this, like the style, the genre. It's kind of like I forget.
Steampunk?
Anyways. A like a steampunk. It had like rivets all through it. It was very, very cool.
Oh, cool.
He said he sold hundreds of those. And
Buddha.
Anyways, so check him out. It's modulicious.com.
Yeah, those are awesome. Does he sell them with the succulents in it then? Like with the plants in it? Oh, sweet. Yeah. Okay. That's nice.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my show and tell. Is that it's a little late, and I got it at. I don't think I took any. I didn't upload any of the pictures from the Fan Expo. I will show this though. This is a kind of a show and tell. It's me meeting
Wow.
Captain Teva or Carson Teva, and it's very. It was very cool, right? He doesn't charge anything. And
really?
when they announced he was going to be taking pictures, there's hundreds of people that lined up. I was number one in line. I'd been waiting because one of the guys at the 501st table said he's going to be showing up around this time. So I
cool.
I sat around for about 3 hours
Uh-huh.
in the few seats that were around, and then he came. He was being escorted by all these stormtroopers and this in his uniform here, and so I went up and I'm like, "Oh, it's nice to meet you." And I said, "We follow each other on social media." And he looks at my shirt. He goes, "Oh, you're from that's you." Blah blah blah. And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm the one that does all the stupid, Tiva Tuesday and all those stupid memes." And he's like, "Oh, that's very nice to meet you." And then my daughter, who's dressed in Harry Potter, she was just like starstruck. She was just like, "Oh my god!" And she like couldn't even think after.
Oh,
So, but
that's
yeah.
so cool.
So, yeah,
Ah!
I met the meme,
Huh.
and it's just like the usual. I don't know why my camera looks so bubble. Like,
It's got a fisheye effect on.
yeah, I don't know what I did there. Jawas.
All those droids.
Oh, they were everywhere. Of course, these guys and all these guys in the clone trooper costumes always seem to be so big.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. This was a hallway that they set up. It was very, very cool.
Mm-hmm.
And you could take a picture in there, but I didn't want, get myself in there. So,
Cool.
And I think I got these two last year. Now, this guy here, he looked pretty cool, and he was with his wife, and the thing on his arm was kind of broken, this little device, and I went over to get a picture, and I was just waiting because they were talking. But what it turned out is he was kind of yelling at her because she wasn't understanding what he wanted done.
Oh, no.
Like, he was like, something got loose in his glove, and she's like, "Oh, she couldn't get it," and he was really crappy to her. And I was like it was brutal. I was like, I don't think I want a picture anymore of this guy. But then he was like, "Oh, so you want a picture?" I'm like, "No, I'm stuck, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's get a picture."
Oh.
But he was a real dick to his wife. I couldn't believe it. I went back. I told my wife. I'm like, I feel dirty about this picture. And obviously, I kept it.
I mean, his costume is super cool. I mean, it is really frustrating. I get that. Like, having been in armor and then having armor on and it's broken as you're wearing it and then trying to tell somebody what's gone wrong. It is frustrating sometimes, but there's no reason to be a dick, I guess.
Oh, it was embarrassing. I thought, okay, I'm going to leave. And then he turned around. "Oh, take a picture." And I'm like, yeah. Okay.
Oh.
So.
Well, he didn't escape. He didn't escape. You pegged him as a dick now, so everybody knows that he's.
I know.
Oh, no.
So I'm pretty sure he's not a fan, so he'll never know. So,
but the lesson learned is be nice to your significant other at the fan expos.
Yep.
They may not understand what you're trying to say, but you have to try and
or wear a helmet so nobody knows who you are.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm like, put the helmet on. There's so many Boba Fett's
That's
there,
not
right?
the lesson. That's not the lesson, guys. Don't do that. Be nice.
Was that not the lesson? Oh,
Yeah.
God, I was writing it down. Right here, see.
If you're going to be
wear a mask.
If you're going to be a dick to your wife, wear the helmet. And I got one right here, so I'm
there you
all
go.
set, so.
No.
Yeah. All right.
I'm sure if you were
I
like
know what
that
I'm
with your
doing.
wife, I'm sure if you're like that with your wife, she would have left you there all by herself.
Or waited till we got home and smothered me by sleep.
Either or, right?
So, yeah. So I just thought, because Ty, you're gonna have to run soon, so I just do a quick talk about this thing here. Just a quick. I guess Disney's removed the Rogue Squadron series from their calendar, so I guess it's not a cancel, but I mean that was a rumor for a while, right? That she had scheduling problems and blah blah blah, but it just sounded like they were going to cancel it for a while, and now they just kind of quietly didn't put it on the schedule. So Rogue Squadron's gone, according to Variety. So I'm not sure I feel about that, because I mean there was really nothing said. there's been no word, so it wasn't like you're invested in anything. There was no trailers, no this, no that, and
until production starts, it means nothing really. Like, you know,
yeah,
anything can change in a heartbeat in Hollywood, right? So,
I mean,
yeah,
how
like,
long did we wait for Obi-Wan? I feel like it was like 10 years. Like,
no, exactly, right?
time.
And like, I've been hearing lots about the, you know, Ryan Johnson's trilogy is dead, and now apparently it's all. I've been seeing so much of him coming back and talking about doing his trilogy still, and
He
you know,
does
like,
that to troll people. I don't think he wants to come back and do any Star Wars. I think every once in a while someone says, "What about Star Wars?" He's like, "Yeah, I can't wait to come back and do my movies."
just
And I
because
don't
he
think
likes,
he's going
like,
to.
makes people angry. Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, I think that's what's going on, right? So it's like when everyone who takes everything that Taika Waititi
yeah.
Oh, he's
says,
darling.
he trolls, and people take. I don't understand how they don't understand that he's just being sarcastic and dry, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like, oh, we're going to do this in the next movie, and it was like on mainstream newspapers or publications, like, oh, he says they're going to have pink elephants doing dances in Thor 4. It's like, you know, he's trolling. He's not serious.
Yeah.
It's so funny. So, yeah, but you're right, Todd. So,
Well, do we have time to talk about Willow? Is that?
Yeah,
you have
we
time
can.
to-
Yes, let me.
I have not
I'll-
seen this trailer. This is one that
Yes.
I.
So I have this ready here. Todd loves the fantasy stuff, so
Hey, I watched Willow on your recommendation, and it was good. It was decent.
I have not seen Willow in ages. I mean, I've seen it. Obviously, I've seen it. I just haven't seen it in a very long time.
wow. Well, you got to go do that later then.
I will do my homework. I will go rewatch Willow.
Okay. All right. So here's what they showed. Oh yeah, younger Val Kilmer.
You think you know what is real and what isn't. What is light? What is dark? Now, forget all you know. Come with me. Willow.
We're looking for the sorcerer Willow. I was told that once long ago you defeated the forces of evil.
You remind me of your mother.
My dear friend, I thought I could prevent all this. I was wrong.
My brother was abducted. The world needs you again. It needs your magic.
Follow me. We must go. Beyond the edge of our world. Into the unknown.
Willow!
I need your help.
Just like old times. Running. Horses. Man. Happy to see you.
Our true enemy is still out there. Rallying the forces of evil. And the only thing standing in its path is us.
I'm going to enjoy this.
If you're thinking what I'm thinking, so am I.
I doubt that very much. Take him to my tent and make sure he's tied up.
I don't know. See, that kind of sounds like we're on the same page.
When I was a kid, I used to play at being a sorcerer. Visiting strange worlds, fighting monsters. Never thought I'd actually really do it.
What the hell is that?
Trolls. I'm so miffed.
We have to hurry.
How will you defeat us?
Same as last time. With my friends.
Oh, that looks really cute.
It does. It's
I love the monster, that creature with that looked like a bird cage over its head.
Cage thing? That looks
Yeah,
scary.
that looked awesome. That looked awesome.
I mean, yeah, like cool, but like scary. No, that looks fun. It looks like a great little adventure.
hmm yeah, just kind of like fun, family friendly. Like these, I like
Yeah,
that.
those guys
Willow
are
has a
great.
better wig on in this film for sure.
For sure. Yeah.
I like it. So,
It
and
looks
no,
beautiful. Like looks like gorgeous sets or whatever. It doesn't look like a bunch of like oil painting backgrounds, you know, like looks like beautiful.
yeah.
No, it looks gorgeous.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing the first one in theater a couple of times. And you know, back in the D&D days, everyone wanted to make a Mad Mardigan
Yeah.
fighter character, right? So
No, isn't Christian Slater in this series?
no, it's
No, it was
Val Kilmer.
it was Val Kilmer.
No,
yeah.
I know Val Kilmer's in the original movie, but I believe Christian Slater's in the new Willow. I know he was at the Disney Expo,
I
and
don't see him anywhere.
I don't see him either. But I
Maybe
heard
he's
he
the guy in
was.
the cage.
Maybe
I don't.
That'd be kind of silly to cast Christian Slater and then like not use his face, since that's like
Yeah. So this is the Mad Mardigan, him right here.
Yeah.
Like the new one.
The
And
new one, yeah.
any guy with a slick beard is good in my book. So
Yeah, flirts with the ladies, you know.
I know, it's so funny.
That was pretty funny. Like, yeah, I think we're on the
the
same page. That's good.
It's true. So they got that sense of humor because that's what Mad Mardigan was like, right? So,
he is in Willow. It says right here he's in Willow.
oh, really? What's he
Christian
play?
Slater, yeah, and that's because I heard he
Was
was,
he a
and then
voice? Maybe?
I don't know. All I know is it said he's in. And I saw on Jimmy Kimmel last night they went to all these stars and were playing a game. What Disney character you are? And there's a joke, and then come up with some stupid icon that had nothing to do with Disney. And Christian Slater was playing the game. It was all the people from, and I thought it said Christian Slater Willow. So it didn't say what he was, just said he was in Willow.
Interesting.
I'm a big Christian Slater fan, so that'd be kind of cool. I think it'd be nice to see him in something that's fun.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, that movie where he had the pirate radio station was kind of fun. So
Pump Up the Volume? Is that what it's called?
Pump Up the Volume. It's such a movie of its time.
Heather's True Romance. Oh, I love True Romance.
Right.
But yes. Good. Cuffs. I enjoyed Cuffs too. I thought it was funny.
And that's, well, I mean, there was a ton more that happened at the D23 Expo.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of it which I didn't follow or watch.
Yeah, I don't know. We never talk about Marvel stuff. Like, I could talk hours and hours about Marvel stuff too. 'Cause I'm a big, huge, you know, anything Disney's doing, like really, when it comes to Marvel or the Lucasfilm stuff, I'm all over those things. So, like, a lot of Marvel news came out at Disney too. So it's kind of exciting.
Yeah.
And if no one's watching She-Hulk, you should. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's
so
good.
So I need to watch more. But like one of the authors that I really love, like some of her books and stuff that she's wrote for She-Hulk, which is actually what put it on my radar. She was like tweeting out that about like, you know, she wrote on the show, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. So I'm gonna go watch it now because it looked great.
It's very funny.
Right. Well, Todd, you got to go, and I think we should all go. And this was fun. Let's. I'll come up with better graphics for next time. But
no, those are all good. These are all great. Those are so good.
This is great. We have so much to look forward to in Star Wars, and you know, I just wish the default for them trying to fill a spot, or like, how can we make a good Star Wars show? Is they should just get Dave Filoni to do an animated fill in the blanks. That's got to be the easiest, you know, easiest for us to watch. I'm sure it's hard as hell for them, but just do the animation. If they don't want to do movies for a while, then animation always wins.
I still want to see. I still think it's a Trooper show would be awesome. And they're like, you know, follow Troopers.
Cool.
Just like the everyday life of a Star
Wars. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It could be a comedy, right? Like you wanted to. It'd be hilarious.
like a 3-camera sitcom, you know, like.
Good. Everyone's probably be like, TK919, what's wrong? I never hit anything.
Exactly, right?
It's like you have that ending of those 80s shows where they have that music playing. You're like, it's okay, TK449. You'll do great. They're like, oh, lesson learned. And then they freeze frame laughing. That'd be great.
But we're all wearing helmets, so you can't see it. So it's great.
Oh, well, yeah. They can take them off.
Still be good
for that.
I love it.
All right. Thanks, guys, for for taking part, and for the millions watching, thanks, and we will see you for the next podcast.